This Christmas for Collectible Chaos, I felt like celebrating by talking about one of my all-time favourite Christmas movies, The Muppet Christmas Carol. Released in 1992, this version of Charles Dickens' classic is filled with laughter, sorrow, so much love, and of course, great music. So let's take a look at what I think are the top 10 things about The Muppet Christmas Carol. Number 10. Michael Caine. Bah! Humbug. The legendary British actor does an excellent job of portraying the iconic character that is Ebenezer Scrooge. Watching this as a child was actually my first exposure to Michael Caine, and he was so effective in the role that for years I just referred to him as Scrooge. Also, he terrified me with how angry and menacing he was right at the beginning of the film. It is wonderful to watch Caine act out Scrooge's transformation from grumpy old Grinch to loving and kind-hearted man. The way he reacts to the events the three spirits show him is just perfect, easily convincing the audience of his positive turnaround. I thoroughly enjoy him pranking Bob Cratchit when he arrives at his house at the film's ending, surprising him when he reveals the real reason that he's there. It is hard to sympathise with Scrooge at first, but by the time Caine is on his knees begging the ghost of Christmas yet to come, you are right there with him, hoping he gets the second chance that he has now earned. Number 9. Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker. This duo has always been one of my favourites, and they never fail to delight me. Especially Beaker. The way he emotes without using actual words is beyond cute and mostly just hilarious. In this film, they portray two charity workers going door to door trying to raise money for the needy at Christmas time. Dr. Honeydew, as usual, does the talking, and I just love how kind and sweet he is, always in good spirits. That is, until he encounters Scrooge and his absolute loathe for any semblance of good deed, especially on this joyous holiday. Thankfully, upon Scrooge's change at the end of the film, the pair encounters him once more and he pledges them a very generous donation. And then Beaker adorably gifts Scrooge his scarf. Their part may be small, but as usual, this twosome proved to be very memorable. Number 8. The songs. If there is one thing in a Muppet movie that always gets me right in the feels, it's the songs. It's always the songs. The music in their movies is consistently top-notch. The songs are catchy, the lyrics are memorable, and their ballads make you cry. I'm looking at you saying goodbye from Muppets Take Manhattan. The Muppet Christmas Carol is no exception. From the catchy opening number about Scrooge to the upbeat It Feels Like Christmas, these songs will be stuck in your head all day. And then there's the tear-jerkers, When Love Is Gone, Bless Us All, and When Love Is Found. There is just something in those melodies that brings tears to my eyes without fail, especially when poor Tiny Tim is singing. It is just a masterclass in songwriting and film scoring. Number 7. Tiny Tim and the Cratchit Family. As fantastic as all of the other characters in Muppet movies are, nothing really compares to the moments on screen with Kermit and Miss Piggy. They are the two you instantly think of when you hear the word Muppet. In The Christmas Carol, we see them appropriately cast as Bob and Emily Cratchit, who are parents to twins Bettina and Belinda and sons Peter and Tiny Tim. I love the fact that the girls in the family are pigs and the boys in the family are frogs, because of course they are. The Cratchit family will break your heart, as well as Scrooge's, with their love, their adorableness, and the tragedy of Tiny Tim. Thank goodness they were allowed to have a happy ending, because I don't think I could have handled it if that damn little frog had died for real. Number 6. Marley and Marley. No other Muppets could have filled the role of Jacob Marley, who in this version gets a brother Robert in order for Statler and Waldorf to play them. And what a great decision that was. The iconic hecklers are outstanding as usual, tormenting Scrooge in real life and in the afterlife. I do remember being quite scared by them and their chains as a kid, however, and watching it as an adult is still quite unnerving. But their uproarious laughter and heckling does well to break the tension, even if it quite clearly terrifies Scrooge. The only bad thing about Statler and Waldorf playing the Marleys is that they can't be in the movie more, but it is so good to see them playing such influential characters. Number 5, the Fozziwig Christmas Party. One of the places that the Ghost of Christmas Past takes Scrooge to is the famous Fozziwig Christmas Party. Mr. Fozziwig is played by none other than Fozzie Bear, of course, and Scrooge tells the ghost that he was his first employer and a wonderful man. I wish this scene had been longer for 2 reasons. 1, despite doing what it needed to do, it would have been so great to see much more of young Ebenezer Scrooge. Whilst he seemed a little cold, there was definitely some charm to him, which we see during his first meeting with Belle. I wanted more of that. And 2, Animal. Such a fun character and always such fun to watch. The way he tries so hard to play the triangle so timidly and then just loses control is just hilarious. I always want more Animal. Nevertheless, the Fozziwig Christmas Party is an awesome scene. Number 4, the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. And I thought the chains of Marley and Marley freaked me out. The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come is next level scary. An ominous, grim Reaper looking Muppet that doesn't say a word? I had nightmares for days. Brian Henson, this is a kid's film. Won't someone please think of the children? Yet, this is just another example, and there are many in this film, of the exceptional talent of the Jim Henson Company. It is just incredible the amount of different emotions that these Muppets can evoke. And they aren't cheesy, they are taken completely seriously and played as if we're watching human performers. Speaking of human performers, Michael Caine does exceptionally well with the material he's given in these scenes. Reacting desperately to the immovable object that is the ghost, you fully believe these moments, and for a kid's film, it is pretty powerful. Number 3, the Ghost of Christmas Present. Following the downright creepiness of the Ghost of Christmas Past, I mean seriously, look at that thing. The Ghost of Christmas Present is such a welcome presence on screen. He is so jolly, loud, cheerful, and filled with goodness. He makes you laugh despite the mixture of emotions the things he shows you makes you feel. I love how his time with us is bookended with the phrase, "Go forth and know me better, man." He just brings so much warmth to the film, and you can see how he transfers that warmth to Scrooge, because this is the moment where Scrooge's change in attitude really starts to show. And they gave him possibly the most catchiest song in the entire film. If you need cheering up this holiday season, just watch the scenes with the Ghost of Christmas Present. Number 2, introducing Ebenezer Scrooge. This is one of the greatest character introductions ever done, and it's for a character that the whole world is already fully aware of. We all know how cruel, greedy, and cold Ebenezer Scrooge is. We don't need a lengthy introduction to that. Yet we get one, and it is just brilliant viewing. The song Scrooge, sung by a chorus of Muppets as he walks on his way to work, is easy to follow and sing along with, and paints a great picture of the man before you even see his face. But what I really love is seeing Michael Caine in action as the Heartless Man himself, yelling menacingly at Bob Cratchit and the quirky rat bookkeepers, delighting in the misery he inflicts upon his fellow man and Muppet. His cheery nephew Fred, played by Stephen McIntosh, is an excellent juxtaposition to his uncle, making you wonder if they're related in name only. It might be my favourite thing in the whole film if it wasn't for what I picked to be in my number 1 spot. And my number 1 favourite thing about the Muppet Christmas Carol is Gonzo and Rizzo. Name a more iconic duo. I'll wait. Upon rewatching the Muppet Christmas Carol, one thing quickly became abundantly clear. These two are the best thing in it. The great Gonzo plays Charles Dickens himself, narrating the film, which happened because director Brian Henson wanted to include the narration element from the original novella. And Rizzo is just his cheeky and funny self, 100% done with Gonzo before the movie barely gets going. The two of them together is just sheer comedy gold. I found myself cackling with laughter every time they were on screen. From Gonzo using Rizzo to wipe the window clean, to the slapstick of them getting over and then through the barred gate, and the reoccurring gag of them falling from the window. Not to mention, even they are too scared of the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. They are such a clever and witty framing device, and I love the fourth wall breaks. The movie simply would not be the same without them, which is why they are my favourite thing about The Muppet Christmas Carol. And those are my top 10 favourite things about The Muppet Christmas Carol. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe for more videos just like this one. You can also find me on SoundCloud and iTunes as one of the hosts of a podcast called Fred and the Monthly at Winifred's. I've been a Kendall Richardson and you've just experienced collectible chaos. Happy holidays!